Here's two bits of transfer news going in the opposite directions in the state of Arizona. So, first of all, speaking of Jed Fish, here, how did I didn't even plan that. Jed Fish coming straight back to you because we're talking about one thing happening at Arizona that is negative, one thing very positive happening at Arizona State, particularly in the face of potential tampering. So Arizona loses star corner Tacario Davis. Obviously, he had been in the portal for a while, but he chose this week to go play for the Washington Huskies. Number one corner in the portal this cycle, second team All Big 12 player, definitely a future pro. He had a fabulous 2023. And, it's been obviously a rough season for Brent Brennan. I don't know that it was like the best portal cycle either. A lot of talent went through those doors. Maldonado, Manu, Davis, some big names that exited through the transfer portal for Arizona. And now you got to watch. I feel for Arizona fans because losing a big player when they already had lost, some talent last year to Jed Fish, who left you high and dry, and I know is seen as like the real turncoat kind of guy. That's not fun. That's not fun at all, and that's got to really suck to see. And at first, I was kind of like, well, Washington, like why Washington? I'm sure you had plenty of other options there. But then I'm like, okay, well, they have had a good track record with defensive backs. I mean, I'm a Chiefs fan, for goodness sake, right? I know about Trent McDuffie. Pro Bowl snub Trent McDuffie, I might add. But one of, if not the best corner in the NFL. I remember Marcus Peters, who had a nice run in Kansas City once upon a time. Noisy, but nice. And Washington did play in the national championship game 2 years ago, and Jed Fish was his coach, and he's going to play he's reuniting with the same position coach that he was with in 2023 in Tucson. So it's like, okay, I can get it. I can understand it. And he gave, in fairness to Tacario Davis, he gave the Brent Brennan thing the old college try, quite literally. Stuck around for a year, gave him an opportunity, now is moving on after he almost left last year. So that's tough. I don't think that's something that's going to make or break Arizona's season. And I don't know. I didn't follow this closely enough to know if was there any hope of him coming back again this time around? I would imagine that there probably was not, but you don't want to see him go to play for Jed Fish. Understood. The other news here is about Sam Leavitt, Arizona State's quarterback. Now, Cam Scadaboo's not going to be back. So as quickly as he burst onto the national scene, he's kind of like a shooting star in the night sky, burns out quickly, at least to most of the country who did not watch him throughout the year. Burns out quickly, and you're like, oh, damn, all right, there it goes. He's gone. But Jordan Tyson's back, who's a fabulous receiver, and Sam Leavitt announced this week that he is coming back, who obviously was a tremendous quarterback, the guy that beat out Jaden Rashada, who's now on his third school since that even happened, or about to be anyway. Leavitt's a phenomenal quarterback, phenomenal competitor. I love the guy, competitor. That is a dude who is going to give it his all, and I love the legs, love the athleticism to go along with what he can do throwing the football. Gritty, gutsy performance in the Big 12 championship game. There is a ton to love about the upside and potential there with Sam Leavitt. And so that can fly under the radar, right? Like him throwing up the graphic being like, hey, I'm coming back, I'm staying, because I feel like, a lot of people would be like, well, yeah, I mean, Arizona State, you guys are red hot. You just had a fabulous season. Of course you're going to come back. Why would you not? Well, let's go back to the initial comment from the very beginning of the video. I'll bring this one back. Larry, tampering. If only you knew. I'll bring Larry back into the fold here because that's a fair point, Larry. A lot of that is happening. Let me refer to a couple of quotes that I got from the anonymous player survey during football season in the Open for Business Big 12 newsletter, ofbnews.com, if you want to subscribe to this. One player said, a couple people just came directly to me on social media. Those were wild. I was like, you're an idiot. You're going to get yourself fired. I'm deleting this message. I'm not going to be involved in this. Then there were others that just went through my dad or someone else. Then he also says, another player says, the last 3 years I've had teams reach out to me just saying, hey, we have X, Y, and Z amount of money if you come and play here. I never really entertained them. Just a small sampling. A Basketball Anonymous player survey that came out this week. You can read plenty of them talking about how tampering has been going on. And one of the quotes there was about it's been going on longer than you guys even know, just with the portal and NIL and stuff. It's been happening since before that. So it happens a lot. And I did have a little birdie tell me that there may have been a certain college football playoff participant really sniffing around Sam Levitt, trying to entice him to enter the portal. Because, yes, the portal has technically been closed for a while, but the asterisk to that is that you have 5 days after your season ends to enter the portal. So 5 days. There was a 5-day window there after the Texas game and the Peach Bowl for Arizona State to have to try and hold that roster together and make sure that nobody leaves. Sam Levitt, obviously a part of that. And I will admit, I was watching that pretty intently there, like, okay, that would suck. And it's such a good thing, not just for the Big 12's sake, but for college football's sake. Like, if you have these guys that are going to go be stars, if they can stay at the place that they're at, I think that is great. I understand why guys jump. Obviously, like, I'm a fan of a Power 4 school that is taking players who are making a jump up. K-State just got a offensive tackle committed today from Wagner. Like, yeah, it would be great if these guys would all stay where they were at and back to the old way of college football. It's not how it is, and you have needs, and you have to go get players. I understand it's a bit hypocritical of me to say, but I do think that's a good thing for the sport, man. It doesn't have to be everybody consolidating the power at these Power 2 schools for us to enjoy great football. Arizona State literally just proved that with everybody watching Sam Levitt in the playoff and Cam Scatterbo in the playoff, that was a really wildly entertaining and fun game. And it can happen with guys that are playing at Arizona State and not just at Texas, right? They can still push Texas. That's not to say the school is Texas, obviously not Texas. They've got plenty at the quarterback position, but thrilled to see that. I will just say, when that came across my social feed, that hit a little bit different, where I was like, okay, good. Arizona State locked that down with Sam Levitt, especially because I know, Kenny Dillingham seemed to be earlier in the year just trying to, like, get the message out, like, reassure, like, hey, guys, like, we're going to have to pay up to keep these guys. Like, the cost of doing business just went up a little bit. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price after the season that we just had and the way that these guys balled out. So good on Kenny Dillingham, good on Arizona State.